Alright, Joe, what's up? Today I'm going to more so wholly vlog my day, and one of the things that I noticed I wasn't doing before was not only not vlogging my day fully, which indicated the quality of my days, but then also I just wasn't trying my best in life overall, and I noticed that that sort of leaks into the rest of my habits, which is not the way that I want to live my life, especially because it's not conducive to my goals. And so one of the biggest changes that I want to make from now on, the good news is the outreach that I'm doing is working because I am I have many like sort of sales conversations going on right now, which is good. And then I have basically one person that I think I'm gonna sign on, a call with them later today. And then also there is I want to get a lot of school stuff done today because I was neglecting that for the last 4 weeks since school started. I haven't cracked open any sort of textbooks or done any sort of work in that end of things. And so today, what I'm aiming to do is put in first 1 to 2 hours in the stats course that I have, and then I'm gonna put in around 3 to 4 hours into an accounting course that I have, and then I'm gonna put in another 2 to 3 hours into a different course, which is what the fuck is it? It's like some sustainability shit. So I'm gonna do that next. And also, I was thinking overall in a habits perspective, I want to start some like sort of monk mode kind of shit. And I've always found that word really, really cringe ever since Iman Ghazi coined or rather popularized it in like what was it, 5 years ago? I remember hearing about that. And so basically, I want to start doing it because I noticed that instead of thinking of it as something that's like cringe, it's in reality the operational definition of calling something cringe is you not doing, you not wanting to live your life in the same way that said person doing the cringe actions is living their life. So basically, the person calling the creator cringe is just not willing to live their life in the same manner that the creator is living their life. Thus, meaning that I'm essentially, if I think that that's cringe, definitionally, I'm just not good enough to do it. And obviously, that's a little bit like far fetched. It's not exactly one to one mapping onto reality. But all that aside, it's like, what are the non negotiables of just that quote unquote monk mode? And it's like, you meditate every day, you like fucking cold exposure, like you fucking exercise, and you read some books, like 10 pages a day or whatever the fuck. And it's like, obviously, that's not gonna change your life. That's not gonna like put you in some sort of crazy state in which you're getting your work done like crazy, right? Because your work and is completely independent from the overall habits that you have, but not fully though, because it builds momentum. And once I do those habits, and I already had them ingrained into the overall routine that I wanted to live, it's just that I didn't have them framed in this sort of non-negotiable way. And so when I do frame it around this sort of quote unquote monk mode, or like just put a name to the overall thing that I'm trying to accomplish, I think that it's going to make it a much more tangible experience, not only for me, but also an experiment for you to watch to see what my progress is over the next like 5 to 6 months that I keep this going on. And then also, one of the things that I did recently was taking inspiration from Charlie Morgan. I deleted absolutely everything off my phone. There's no Chrome, there's no Safari, there's no. It's not just deleting the social media such as Instagram, YouTube, all that, TikTok, all that shit. It's also like just deleting absolutely everything off of my phone completely, because if I need something, I have my computer and I can just search up Instagram on my computer, and whenever I need to make posts, it's so easy to re-download the app. It takes like a couple seconds and we can do that now. And so that is my motive moving forward. That's going to be what I'm up to today. And then also, when I am at least 1 hour into studying the stats course, I'm probably going to record like 1 to 2 videos just so I can stay up to date with that. Because this last recording session that I had on Tuesday, I noticed that not only were there some errors with my camera, but then there was also some scripts that I feel like I executed a little bit worse on. And execution is one of the things that's very, very key, especially to me and what I'm trying to portray with this. Another one very cool thing is I learned how to actually use my camera, the ZV-E10 II, and basically one of the recent things that I noticed was a lot of the footage, especially in post, was looking really, really choppy and it was looking very grainy. And the reason behind that, which I know now, is because the overall ISO, which is the sensitivity of light that comes into the camera, was way too high, and everything was just messed up because I had it on like an auto setting in which it would decide for me what like all the settings would actually do, but it only took me like 10 minutes while I was just cleaning up my room to like play this recording in my ear of like how to actually use the camera properly. And now I have that sort of like leveraged like understanding of, because it barely took any time to actually understand how to use the camera. So that's one positive. And so basically, yeah, I'm gonna do some recording as well. And then towards the end of the day, close to around 7 p.m. to 6 p.m., I'm gonna stop studying for university. Now have all my university stuff done for like let's say the next like 3 to 4 weeks up until midterms actually happen, and then I'm chilling until then. Or it's like 2 weeks until midterms happen. Who gives a fuck? But it's like this today is like the only time at all that I really need to put into university to actually be successful. So when there are people that aren't doing anything outside of university, it's like they're just bullshitting themselves, because it literally doesn't take much time at all to not only be successful at it, but also do other things. Like there's so much time, right? There's so much fucking time, and so it's like I'm gonna get to work, and then after I'm done all the university tasks, my goal is to also prep some ideas for Tuesday, so that my next recording day I'm chilling, and then Monday I can solely focus on the business, because I'm gonna sort of put that off today, aside from the one meeting that I have. And with that being said, I'm gonna get into it, and then I'm not gonna record it. I'll just update you on how it actually ends up going, and yeah. All right, what's up? I'm checking in. It is 1:30 p.m. First task down. I finished the stats bullshit. It's pretty simple. Basically caught up with everything for the last 4 weeks, and I'm pretty comfortable with it all. And to be honest, this stuff with university is so intellectually stimulating, in the sense that you get to feel quote unquote smart, but you don't actually end up accomplishing anything by the end of it. Because although I'm so comfortable with all these equations and easy ass shit that's required for this specific course, it is quite easy, because it's like operations and supply chain management, and the statistics associated with that are literally like common sense, because like like the product gets built and then it like is shipped out to people. Like there's nothing more complex than that. It's just, obviously if it were more practical, in the sense that I actually had to do the accounting for it, I had to calculate like the specifics of the freight and all the costs of like all the small shit across the entire supply chain, that would actually be quite complex. But the way we're doing it right now is quite dumbed down to understand specific concepts within it. And so it's like, it's just a fucking complete waste of time, just as is anything school related. Right now, I'm gonna knock out some accounting for around 2 to 4 hours, because it takes a long ass time to read the thick ass chapters, because I took a quick glance at the textbook. Basically, I'm just knock this out, because the thing about this is that it's actually very high leverage, in the sense that I don't have to focus on university at all after this, and I didn't spend any time focusing on it before in the last 4 weeks, other than actually going to some of the lectures and tutorials. But aside from that, I'm gonna just lock in, and peace once again. Yo, what's up? Basically, I just finished reading 200 pages of accounting, and I have about 250 more to go. And my focus sucks ass, because I got a lot of stuff done, sure, but none of the stuff even means anything. So that raises the question that the only thing I'm struggling at is the one thing that I'm actually trying to do. And it's annoying. Everything else is working out good. Like literally everything is fine, except for the one thing that I wanted to do good. And that's just pissing me off. Because I don't know how, there's only one way that I can squeeze out enough time and put myself in the position to actually be successful. And that is if I like pull an all-nighter and just sacrifice my sleep. But then that's an antithesis to the entire reason why I started this quote unquote monk mode, which I was literally just talking about a few minutes ago for you, because I'm going to cut up the vlog. But it's like, dude, it's insane how life just forces you into crazy positions. And it's like, okay, I understand what I need to do now. I'm going to wake up at 5 no matter what. That's a non-negotiable. I'm going to do it no matter what. However, right now it's 8 p.m. and I have to finish the university stuff, and I have to finish the school stuff, because one, I can't spend more time on university, and two, I also need to be prepped for Tuesday, man, which is my recording day. And so it's like, how do I do that? Because tomorrow I have to go to uni. But then it's also like, I just need to understand, and obviously tomorrow I'm going to have some time as well, but I don't care. I want my shit that I could have finished today, I want it done today. And so really what I'm going to do is, because it's 8 right now, I'm going to take
all my time up until like 12:45, and then sleep 5 hours, wake up, pop some, or I wouldn't even need a coffee, to be honest. I've been so driven lately, and I've been blessed to, despite not sleeping a lot, be able to maintain full cognition. And so I'm just going to use that blessing and use that fruit to do good. And tonight, I just gotta finish everything, and tomorrow on the next vlog, I'll let you know whether or not that actually happens, and I'll upload this right now, which will be a much more fuller account of what I actually did throughout my day, which is really just a bunch of university work and one call that ended up going good. I just have to send the details for that right now. Probably by the end of the day, I'll have it done, like contract, so forth. And aside from that, it's like, man, like, it's very painful, you know, like, I just have to stay on the right path. I have to stay consistent. And despite doing the actions that are required, or once I do the actions that are required, I need to be able to maintain that patience. And the longer I can stay in that zone and not fall into a rut, because really the two versions of my life that exist are just the zone and the rut, because there is nothing else. There's no middle ground for me. It's just two radical oppositions. I know exactly how to win. And if you're young and you have a little bit of technical edge and you are interested in getting into content, man, the world is your oyster, bro. Like, it's the world is fucking yours. And I know the world is mine for the taking, bro. Because there's so much gray space, there's so much open area in the overall content agency space. And it might not seem like that in the start, but everyone is doing the same thing and everyone sucks. Like, that sounds a little bit crazy, because when you look at it, it's like, it doesn't make sense, but like, everyone's talking about the same thing. They're talking about trust, and they're talking about views, and they're giving away ChatGPT-able tips. And people are spamming storytelling and attracting the wrong people with it. That's literally a summary of what's going on right now. And to really just cut through that is exactly what the market needs right now. And if I just figure out what that is, and obviously that's going to take a longer time to do, but if I can figure out what that new style really is, then I will win. And I think that's what I'm going to try and do. Because I need something far bigger than just myself, and I need other people to want to copy it because of how successful it is. And I'm not gonna, this is like, obviously everyone that comes into the game tries to reinvent the wheel, and do original stuff, and that's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about keeping some variables the same as the people that are successful and that are winning in my space, and then changing up some variables as well. Changing up the ones that are yet to be world class and aren't that good, and keeping the others that are very good just consistent. I really like this vlog, because I can speak and really just be with myself in a sense, because I am talking to you, but I'm also just saying whatever comes to my mind. And it also allows me to, it works a lot different than journaling, because when it comes to me looking at a book, I'm thinking too much analytically about what I'm writing, because I'm able to see it and it's constantly being written on the page. Whereas if I'm speaking to the vlog, I can't really see the words that I'm saying, in the sense that obviously it's a clear string of consciousness, but I can't be reflective of it until like I watch the video back. Aside from that, I'm just talking, and the talking is thinking out loud. And one of the things that I need to get better at, rather, is stop being so emotionally all over the place. Because I notice that based on the actions that I take, either I am emotionally null or void, or I am hyper emotional, in the sense that I get happy and extremely high dopaminergic state from anything. And it's really, there's something inside me internally fostering that state. And I just want to talk to everyone about everything. And then there's one side of me that wants to talk to nobody about anything. And I need to really figure out how to be 100% balanced. And I don't want to say focused, but focused to the extent that I'm comfortable with literally any outcome in any way. And to get in that zone takes a lot of effort. And today is hopefully the start of me putting in that effort. Good luck. Peace.